Hey y'all, some things just don't go as planned. Here I thought I'd come out here and show you all the goats, and had a different direction, but I was going to be nice and show you the goats, and I will, but as soon as I sat down, turn on the camera, or right before I turn on the camera, JoJo comes up and bites the fire out of my jeans, and ODW over there decided that my arm hair was what he wanted to snack on. So I had to chase him off after a quick headbutt from him. There he is over there. But here we are on a Tuesday, late in July, and I've got turkeys all over a tree on top of, just saw that, top of the chicken coop. They're all doing good. Had a blessing of a little rain this afternoon. Garden's about burned up. It didn't do that any good, but it's already made what it's going to make, and making a tractor over here, hopefully. Hint Randy Wagner. No, I'm putting pressure where it should be put. But got a wedding coming up this October with my daughter in South Carolina. So I've already done the math, and I won't be planting anything that requires any tending past the 1st of October. So it's a wash. I was thinking the other day, that's always dangerous. But we got to talk about a few things. Before I do that, though, I've been a full-fledged heavy gardener now for a couple of years. Raised around it, played with it on some little 10 by 20 plots, but now I got serious about it and learning some things. It strikes me as curious how a doctor goes to school for so many years, gets a degree, and deep in debt, unfortunately. That's why the bill's so high. Somebody was calling. Sorry about that. Anyway, they say when you go to a doctor, he's in practice. I don't know. I think farming's more of a practice than a medical doctor, because he's put in some pretty heavy work from what I've seen, and we trust him to give us diagnosis. But got a few things to correct for next year. All right, we're going to go through the pass-through and see if we can hold the signal as we chat this evening. Hope y'all are having a good day. Trying to fill the time, y'all. Just hang with me. Got to put the latch up, or DW will be out here trying to eat the pine trees. These goats are picky. I mean picky. And when I say that, they've got out a couple of times. Nothing tragic. But all those vegetables out there they could have consumed. And instead, they wanted to eat the low-hanging trees right here. Poor oak tree will never be the same. Sissy's on watch. Everything's good. But talked to a good buddy of mine a while ago from Waco area. Acquaintance I only met a few years ago, but it's funny how we meet folks and we bond to them instantly. I do have to give a shout out to a real close friend of mine, another one that I met in Waco, Mike Howington. He may not even watch this, but served a full career in the military, doing well. He moved up north to take care of his mama. Him and his wife, Julie, they'll be apparently coming back down towards Central Texas way here in the next, hopefully in the next year, back to home, even though that's not where he was raised. He was raised hard, and you can tell it because he's taught me a few things, or actually a lot of things. But I affectionately call him Gunny because he's earned that title in every respect of the word. But happy birthday, Mike, if you're watching. No, it kind of came to when I was talking to my good buddy out there in Waco. His name's Tim. I'll leave it at that. We met each other on the music scene, and been seeing some memories pop up on my Facebook memory thing lately. Time I spent even before the music business, just trying to help out. But y'all, I gotta confess, I just don't like mustard. I don't on my burger anyway. There's something ain't right about it hot. You can unfriend me if you want to, but I don't mind eating it in certain circumstances, but I'd rather have a little mayonnaise on my burger than I would mustard. right there we just parted ways, didn't we? But it's not detrimental to our walk. We've all seen so much goofiness. I hate to even discount it as goofiness on our interactions. To wear a mask and to not wear a mask. Is it real? Is it a hoax? Black lives matter, all lives matter. Defund the cops, don't defund the cops. Vote for Trump, don't vote for Trump. Y'all, we got to stop. That's not what we stand for. We all disagree. But can we not have those conversations in private anymore? One-to-one with people that know us, know our heart. I've got high school friends on both sides of the fence. I've got acquaintances that I've met since then on both sides of the fence. And regardless of what side of the fence I'm on, I find myself finding pause before I go on a rant. Oh, I will again, I'm sure. It's just human nature. We see a Facebook post that counters our own thoughts, and some of the intellectuals will read it and try to take it into account, but we're not listening. We're not. And it just turns on a big argument. That's not what we stand for, not any of us, regardless of what side of the fence that we're on. Wish I was big enough to give an executive order to stop it. But I'm kind of glad I'm not, because it is a personal choice. Right? I don't know. I've seen both sides. I've seen the protests, and I've seen the street painted with Black Lives Matter, and I've seen the other side, hoorah, or whatever side, trying to keep this non-incriminating, I guess. But I've seen the side that's put black paint all over that asphalt. You know what? Neither side wins, because it's in a public forum and it's a stunt. We got to quit stunting. I don't remember the good Lord ever doing that. He didn't. Was it Romans that said, "No man is righteous, no, not one"? If you really want to make a change, this is what invokes this tonight. I've heard a song on the radio for the past, several weeks. Those fans of mine, or I say fans, followers, people watching, let's put it that way, know my radio background. I took a stand against the pop country, just as a stand, because I like the old stuff, and that's okay. But you may like the new stuff, and that's okay. We can still live on this old blue rock and be friends and agree on you probably even like mayonnaise. We can both eat a burger and listen to two different music, right? But it's hit me. It's been playing at the store, and the tagline's "Be a Light." Let's do it again fresh tonight. And something I hadn't picked up on. A wise philosopher once said that the student's ready, the teacher will appear. Couldn't put my finger on what my thoughts were and my heart. So when you see black and white, you can't see color. Maybe we need to stop looking at black and white or yellow or whatever. We got to stop arguing. We have to. I don't know that there's a man out there. I think I'd give everything I had if he could show me where a Facebook post convinced somebody to come to the other side of what his thoughts were. It ain't gonna happen. So all you're doing is spreading negativity, and that breeds negativity. You might want to vote for Trump. You might want to vote the other side. Stop it. Just stop. It's not making a difference. We're called to be the light, be a witness. And all that's just politics and silliness. In my mind, yeah, you can stand for something. You need to. You better. But you don't have to do it the way we see it being done. Maybe you ought to go to shake a neighbor's hand and sit on the porch and understand them a little bit. They probably had a different pair of shoes than you did. And, if you want any chance at bringing them to your way of thinking, that's how it's going to be done. Anyway, I got to get better at that, I know. I'm the world's worst at it. Years ago, I sure was. Make a difference and be a light. One of my favorite stories I ever read, and I had to look at it again, because it makes me smile. I almost wish when Mom had passed last year that we had done this, because it was so true. I'll say it like I remember it. Look at that rainbow. Well, y'all can't see it. This camera can't pick it up, but it's there. Had a good little rain. Maybe I'm feeling a little melancholy tonight, but Sissy's getting a little water. Her name was Martha. She'd been in the church for years and years and served faithfully and volunteered. She'd been diagnosed with a terminal illness and called the pastor to make the arrangements for the funeral as it was imminent. They worked out the order of the service and how she wanted things to be, picked out her favorite dress, casket, what Bible verses she wanted read, songs to be sung. She was confident that he was going to execute her exit like she wanted. As they shook hands with tears filling their eyes, she said, "Pastor, I have one more request. When I cross over and the final day is done, I'd like you to take and put a fork in my hand in the casket." The preacher shook his head. He said, "My goodness, a fork? What are you talking about? This is supposed to be a somber occasion." She said, "I know, but I want a fork in my folded hands as the funeral progresses." He said, "Martha, I've got to know more about why." She said, "You see, as a kid, my fondest memories were going to dinner on the grounds of church and a big spread and preaching and singing all day. And when we would sit down to eat, whatever the main meal was, it was the best. But I remember every Sunday, someone would tap me on the shoulder as the plates were being gathered from the Sunday's meal. Keep your fork." First time it happened, I had to ask. I was just a child. I said, "Why do I need to keep my fork?" Because the best is yet to come. So, Pastor, on the day that I cross over and I'm gone, in that casket, I'd like to have a fork in my hands. And I want you to tell them why it's there. The pastor did as her request. It was weeks later she passed, and there she lay in state, her favorite dress. The songs had played and the processional was ending. So many people passed that casket, fond memories of her, and saw the fork there in her hands. The pastor had a chance to witness to every single one that asked, why the fork? I think we lose sight of that, whether it be a coronavirus pandemic or a Y2K or the tragedy that was 9/11. We just must stop arguing. Hope I can do better. I'm not going to do a roll call tonight. That's what's on my mind. Love y'all and appreciate you continually spreading the light where you're at, because this is the only chance we get at it before we're 6 feet in the ground. Go do that and let's shut down the negativity. Love you. Y'all be the light.